Hey guys, Trump's message concerning the killings and genocidal killings of Christians in Nigeria has really set fire to the backsides of many people in Nigeria that has continued to pay lip service to what has been a egregious sin that has gone on for well over a decade. And today's Sunday, the morning show, talking about doing newspaper review. So they had a very interesting conversation that I want to share with you guys today. Maybe take some reactions along the way.
Well, it's time now to review headlines on today's newspapers.
Trump in tweet threatens military action against terrorists killing Christians in Nigeria. And the two riders orders U.S. Department of War to prepare for possible action, vows to cut economic aid. And the other rider, we're preparing for action, says Exet, who is the Secretary of War. He used to be the Secretary of Defense or, the Ministry of Defense. The story on top of it, which is the second lead story, is also about that, but it's about the Nigerian response to what Donald Trump is saying. And the headline says, Nigeria protects citizens of all faiths, will never encourage religious persecution. Tinubu replies Trump. And the riders rejects designation of Nigeria as country of particular concern. Claims of Christian killings in Nigeria, gross exaggeration, says Onanuga. That's by Onanuga.
First, the claim of President Trump, of officially sanctioned, Christian genocide in Nigeria is a lie. It is not true. It is true that people in Nigeria, there are killings in Nigeria. Among the people killed are Christians, Muslims, adherents of other faiths, and just even people who do not believe in any faith. That is to say that Nigerian state sanctions the genocide of any group of people is a lie.
Let's take the case of Deborah. Deborah was murdered because of a very little squabble, right? A total non-issue in her department. She was dragged out, stoned to death, and burnt alive. In a first state that actually values religious freedom, that views every single one of its citizens as equals, won't they fight for justice for Deborah? This man is sitting here on the grave of Deborah, who was killed in the most gruesome ways possible. Today, nobody is calling for justice for Deborah. Today, the killers of Deborah still walk free. And he's saying that, Christian genocide in Nigeria, it's a lie.
And I think it's the responsibility of all Nigerians, to deny that. And that is that it's a movement that calls for national unity.
All Nigerians should come together and deny that. How about you guys bring people from Benue, people from Southern Kaduna, people from these communities that are being slaughtered and killed? How about you bring them to the studio and tell them to join you in saying that the killings, the unwanted killing, the mass killing of Christians in their community is not targeted, is not aimed.
That the position of America is based on a deliberate distortion of our reality, and we should not accept it. That is number one. Number two, America is a powerful country. It's the most powerful country in the world, no doubt about that. But I dare say, Nigeria is not a colony of America.
No.
Nigeria
Okay.
is not a colony of any other country. No. Nigeria is still a sovereign country. The sovereignty of our country should be defended.
The sovereignty of Nigeria should be defended. Isn't it funny that these people would love to talk about defending Nigerian sovereignty when it comes to other, more powerful nations like the US having a say in Nigeria's internal affairs? You jump on Nigerian sovereignty should not be infringed upon, but our territorial sovereignty has been walked over, literally. But when it comes to a nation like the US that can actually be of aid to solving your domestic problems, you are talking about territorial sovereignty.
People should be self-respecting enough. Whatever we build, governments will come and go. Like any other administration, the government that is in power, the Nigerian state, those are in charge of it now, they're a word of passage. They were not there yesterday. They will not be there forever. But the country will remain. So we should understand that what is at stake now is the sovereignty and the interest of our country.
Sovereignty and interest of our country. Are you talking about the country that every single Nigerian is literally trying to get the hell out of? They talk about the sovereignty of our country like it's a country that every single Nigerian today desires to be part of in the near future. These are people that, in the twinkle of an eye, they have completely separated their future, which is their children and their grandchildren, away from this country. But they are the first persons to run on TV and say Nigeria's territorial sovereignty. But meanwhile, your grandchildren are holding UK, Canadian, American passports. You are protecting Nigeria from the country that your grandchildren call home.
Now, talking about those who are jubilating now, when Trump says that he's putting the brunt of war on this thing, don't forget that the American military-industrial complex, the arms producer, they need market. If there is peace, if there is no war, if there is no war anywhere, why would they sell their arms? That's it.
But Trump has been promoting peace all over the world. Why is he promoting war here?
Now, I'm saying that the same Trump was arming Israel, billions of dollars, to kill people in Gaza. Among those people who are victims.
You can see Ojope's reaction. He was like, what are you now saying? So Israel shouldn't defend itself against actual terrorists.
Teams in Gaza are Palestinian Christians. There's never been a word from America in solidarity with Palestinian Christians.
No, you're wrong. I remember there was a particular time that a Catholic church was hit in Gaza. The United States government called the Israeli government into question, and they apologized for the attacks, and it took necessary actions to ensure that such attacks do not repeat itself.
So if you are talking of Christianity, so I'm just saying that people should shake off the naivety,
To lie not easy.
And should not be deluded, in understanding this. Two, what Nigeria needs now, from a friendly country, which I believe America is to help Nigeria in terms of military capacity to deal with the problem of insecurity, to deal with the challenge, terrorism.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that part, that what Nigeria needs. Let's paint a scenario. If Nigeria was a honest country that truly wants to deal with terror groups in this country, the US said that if Nigeria does not act fast, Trump said that America will go in guns blazing and to be fast, to be sweet and all that. If Nigeria was a nation that truly wanted to get rid of these terrorists, because I believe that Tinubu does not want to act because of Project 2027. He wants to be re-elected. Let's be honest. A lot of northern Muslims are sympathetic to the terror groups. They see them as their cousins and brothers. Trump is promising military action. If you really wanted to end this scourge of terrorism, why not simply say, Mr. President, please, thank you very much. We welcome your interest in this issue. It's not just Christians, it's a global problem. It's a global problem, terrorism, and it's a very big issue domestically. Do you know what? We want to get off these problems and we're having issues. But since you want to donate bombs for us, thank you very much. We'll give you target packages. Why not have that be your response? We'll give you target package. Because in this response, you get to have a say what targets are being attacked. You can say, we'll give you target packages. We've all seen videos of scores, hundreds of people, of terrorists and bandits running around on motorcycles and having guns and so on, and ministers and members of this government having dinners with them. We've all seen it on TV. We've had clerics and politicians saying that they know where these bandits are. I've not had that. Okay, if you guys were serious about ending this scourge of terror in this country, you would have welcomed the US involvement and said, thank you very much, Mr. Trump. We are willing to work with you. We will give you target packages. Bring your intelligence. Let us find these guys where they are and bomb the hell out of them. If you are actually serious about it. But all Tinubu is interested in is simply buying time to 2027. If you really wanted to end this scourge, you would tell the youth government, thank you for your response. This is what we've been looking for. We want to work together. Bring your air force, bring your planes. We'll give you target packages and bomb the hell out of these terror groups. America gets to have a win. Nigerians get to breathe a sigh of relief, both Muslims and Christians. But that was not the response.
Now what I'm saying that what Trump is saying is not going to be in the interest of anybody, and that in viewing this matter, we should look at the interest, of the country. Why we put, our house in order.
See, I just want to come here and just quickly say something before I jump to Ojupe's response, because he just went on rambling about nonsense. There's something I want to say, right? People have had this opinion that there's no genocide of Christians going in northern part of Nigeria because the whole it's just violence, by terrorist groups and bandits in the northern part of Nigeria. Correct me if I'm wrong. When people steal cattle, people die, they shoot guns and the rest. What do they call it? Cattle rustling, right? When herders take cattle to people's farmlands and there are clashes, they call it farmer-herder clashes, right? They are distinct. If Boko Haram goes to a city center, plants a bomb, and the bomb goes off, people die, or go to a mall, or go to a market and attack people, we call it terrorist attack, right? So these things are distinct, right? But when armed men, for no other reason whatsoever, they go to a church, they go to a Christian community, right? They kill Christians, drive them out of their homes, they want the Kenki, run for their lives. Churches are being burnt down, right? Churches are burnt down, Christian communities are specifically targeted. Instead of calling it what it is, drum it up to just terrorist and violence. Bandits' activities in the north, we separate, we call them bandits. We say they're not terrorists, they're just bandits, right? But when orchestrated attacks on Christian communities, on churches in the northern part of Nigeria occur, we will just rum it all, we just, put it all together as, mix it all up and call it attacks in the north. It's not really, there's no religious undertone. How would you explain 500 people being killed in a single day in the same community? What would you call that? Let me take your mind back. During the course of the Nazi Germany, over 6 million Jews were killed, right? And World War II was fought for several years, right? And the orchestrated killing of Jews occurred side by side with the war going on. But today, when we're talking about the atrocities of World War II, we do not say that 6 million Jews died due to due to casualties of war. We separate their deaths out of the over 30 or so million persons that died as a result of World War II, right? Many civilians died due to aerial bombardment, stepping on mines. A lot of people died during World War II, civilians. Millions of civilians died during World War II, right? But the 6 million Jews that were targeted and killed and assassinated, their deaths are counted separately. Why? Because it was an orchestrated attempt to kill people. The fact that we are now trying to match up the orchestrated and targeted killings of Christians in the northern part of this country, trying to mash it up with it and say, everybody's being attacked. Muslims are being attacked. When they are rustling cattle, people die. They are both Muslims. When farmers and herders are clashing, they are both Muslims. So Muslims are also dying. But when communities are targeted and Christian worship centers are burnt, Christians are killed inside their churches, you want us to somehow sum it all up as communal clashes. This is the kind of evil we are dealing with in this country. After all, I'm not surprised, right? Hitler had accomplices, right? So let's just skip over to Ojupe's response, which I believe was just, quite exceptional.
But I'd like to quickly read Trump's statement on Truth Social, and it goes, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country, gone a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I am hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast. It will be vicious and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attacked our cherished Christians, warning the Nigerian government better move fast. And this is the statement. So I don't see any sort of misunderstanding in what he has said at this point, because when you think about the Christians worldwide, when they hear or read this sort of statement coming from the most powerful man in the world, the USA, you will understand that they would seem to be very excited. It would be an exciting news for them. Christians, I just said. Christians worldwide, plus Nigeria, obviously. And I say so because this has been going on for decades. We have seen mass burials. We have seen Christians being killed. We have seen it. We cannot deny that.
Thank you very much, Oji. Thank you very much, Oji. Normally I don't read out very much, but today I think she's just solidly on point. We have seen the mass graves of Christians being buried in the hundreds. For God's sake, you want to sum up a Christian community being attacked, people, 100 or something, 200 or something persons being buried. You are saying it's communal clash. You want to sum that up with Boko Haram doing their regular terror activities. These communities were attacked simply because they were Christian communities. Don't take that out from the fact. Jews were killed because they were Jews. These people are being killed because they are Christians. What more do you need?
Christians have not been killed in Nigeria. Only yesterday, I watched a video of an evangelist, Dachamo. He went to Plateau State and he wanted to document this video showing a wall where about 500, he went to a mass grave, 500 Nigerian Christians were killed in one day. You ask the question, what has changed?
Yeah.
Where
500 Christians were killed in one day. Then this disgraced elder sat there in the studio and said it's a lie. 500 Christians were killed in one day. You tell me, what kind of communal clash is that?
is the data coming from? Between the first time, where is the data coming from? This evangelist also documented, he has documents to show that Christians are being killed. We cannot deny that fact.
The
And
US
the more
Commission on International Religious Freedom in March of this year released you know, and
the
commission,
data,
which suggests the data
yeah,
that Nigeria should be designated as country of
particular concern, which has happened
in July,
now. Right.
In July, they retraced it.
Yes.
You know, the March thing
right.
was global.
Right.
In July, they now focused on Nigeria.
The world is a global village. We're not alone in this fight. And what the president has charged the Nigerian government is to act fast. If we are in the north, if we are experiencing this sort of killings that these are people from the north central have experienced so far, you will understand their pain. Plateau State, Benue State, Niger State. 2 years ago, the governor of Benue State, Autumn, raise the alarm. We're not the only ones. I mean, it's not only America that is speaking. But if the president is saying that Nigerian government needs to act fast, that is what we should encourage. They have to act fast. Our brothers and sisters, be it Muslims, Christians, cannot keep dying from these terrorists. And if it takes the American government to go kill these terrorists that have been causing this mayhem in Nigeria, that should be what should happen. Really? I understand. Hold on. Really? There are consequences. There are consequences to war. But we cannot...
Let's be careful what we invite.
I'm not...
Let's be careful of what we invite. Okay, let's talk about sovereignty, territorial sovereignty, right? Let's look at Ukraine today, right? Ukraine is at war with Russia, right? If President Trump tells Zelensky that, you know what, I'm going to do you one bigger, right? I'm going to target Russian positions in Ukraine. Russia has taken a dump over Ukraine's territorial sovereignty, right? If today President Trump tells Zelensky that we're going to target Russian, positions in Ukrainian territory, do you think Zelensky will say, no, Mr. Trump, you'll be violating Ukrainian territorial sovereignty? President Zelensky would welcome his effort with open arms. Why? Because you have a much bigger devil to deal with. You have a much bigger devil to deal with. But the fact that in all of these killings and all of this nonsense, people can sit in the studio talking about territorial sovereignty. Tell that to Boko Haram. Tell that to bandit leaders. Do you think bandit leaders, they check themselves at immigration points in the border and say, oh, excuse me, I'm a bandit. I'm about to go carry out genocide in some Christian communities in the south. I will just stay for just 48 hours and quickly run back across the border. Do you think they do that?
I may just add to this, right? I often find it so interesting.
And this lady, she's just fantastic.
We're so passionate about defending who we are as a nation.
Yeah. Thank you.
When we start to see that other people are noticing our inefficiencies,
yes,
if we're so perturbed by this tagline,
yes,
how about we start to actually deal with insecurity?
How
about we tell the U.S. No. It's not a charge.
What is it?
At this point in time,
it
is a matter of emergency. This charge that you call a charge,
that emergency will come from America?
Whether it comes
where
from...
has it worked?
That's not the issue. If I may just make my points right. Wherever it comes from, we discharge, even as journalists, we've been saying this, we've been talking about this for years, and we have been appealing, we have been proffering solution. We have had several security agencies, we have had several people in political positions sit in this chair and tell us what is going to happen. But clearly, we've seen none of that. So what I'm saying is, I find it interesting how emotional we are about, this tag of genocide. It's very easy. We can tell the U.S. to go back.
There's genocide going on in
Hold
Nigeria?
on a minute. Do you think...
No.
Just allow her to speak.
No, Steve, we cannot... Let me land. Let me land, if I may. Let me just land.
What we are proposing.
Here's the facts. The fact is Nigeria is a highly insecure country.
That's correct,
and if the tag of genocide incenses us so deeply, then let us fix our country and make it more secure for the people.
Absolutely.
We cannot say Christians are not dying. Neither can we say Muslims are not dying. People are dying on a daily basis, and they are dying as a result of situations that could also lead to a genocide. So it's not a matter of defending our stance on who we are. It is a matter of saying to the U.S., listen, we know our issues. We can do this and actually do it.